Hello, can you hear me? Let's see if this has worked. Let's see if this one has worked. Just try it again. Hello, everybody. Can you let me know if you can hear me? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Can you hear me now? Can you let me know? Can you hear me? Just seeing if yes, yes. Whoop whoop. I think I take it as a yay because you can hear me. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, okay. Amazing. I don't know. I found a setting in my laptop that wasn't allowing my laptop to share sound. So yay! Hi everybody. Oh, right. Okay, amazing. So that's good. I'm sorry for that little rocky start. Hopefully we'll make up for it with a really cool live. Thank you everybody, and thank you Kitty and the team for sorting me out as well. The delay was because when I ended the live I couldn't get back into it, so we had to redo it, but it's all good. It's all good. Right, okay, yay, it's better with sound. It really is. What I was actually saying was my lurcher gypsy had come in. You probably saw her nose, and she was just being nosy and like, Mum, I want your attention. So I was just saying that really. But good morning, everybody. Weather check-in is it's quite grey here, and you were all telling me how lovely and sunny it was for you. It's better with sound, definitely. Doing a kitty as this happens to her. Oh, that makes me feel so much better. Yeah, it was weird because I just went into my audio and it was saying don't allow my PC to let volume go out. So I don't know where or how that had happened. We shall not know. Good morning again from Sunny Barrow. Loud and clear. Amazing. Amazing. Well, let's not let it put us off. Oh, look, I've got a bit of sun coming through. You brought the sun, you sent the sun. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. So I have my coffee. You can see that's how much. When I first was like, it was up to here, and now it's down to here, but we're good to go. Good morning, Star. Good morning, Rachel, Jan. Loving today's project. Oh, amazing. Okay. Have we managed to get it sorted on YouTube? Got you and sound on? I assume so. I think the issue was me. The issue was me. My laptop had some setting had been turned on that said don't allow for the audio to be transmitted, I think, because I turned allow and now it's working. So I'm hoping it's okay. And you can hear me, which says that it's obviously going out okay. So hopefully it's all good. Well, that was an unexpected start to the morning, wasn't it? Doesn't matter. Let's crack on with the day. So how's everyone's week been? Has it been good? Did you all enjoy? Did you all have a lovely bank holiday break? Did you all go a little bit crazy on the website because they had a bit of a crazy sale on, didn't they? So I ended up with a leaf tutorial. Love that. Eventful. Yeah, well, I mean, what's a Wednesday without the odd eventfulness, eh? I have sun coming through, and I'm in the final week of the school holidays. So basically, next week, my children are going back to school. How mental is that? Oh, you volunteer for Manchester Pride. Oh, that's amazing, Star. I bet that's an awesome experience. Oh, okay, fantabulous. So let's get down to showing you what we're up to today. So I'll pop the camera over for you to see. I really liked this project and the potential with this project, because I wanted was playing about with these aluminium rings and saying, well, what can we do with this? This is fun. And I just kind of came up with this design, and I'll show you the original one that I came up with and then where we kind of took it from that. And then I'll show you the kits on the website. Your son goes back to school tomorrow. It's different in different areas, isn't it? So we're southwest. I'm in Bristol. And so yours probably would have broke up earlier than mine, I would imagine. I'll straighten my glasses. Mine broke up on the 21st of of July, I think. Oh, sound, yay! Yeah, back. Morning, Elaine. Right, I'll give you all a moment. Just come back and find me after my little moment. And what I wanted to do was just go ahead and just to show you what we've got for today and how it came. So, I was having a little play about with these aluminium jump rings, and this is the actual original one that I did. And I just grabbed some jump rings I had on my desk, and some of the aluminium rings, and I was having a little play. What can we do? And I was like, oh, I really like this. But what I liked was the potential of it being two-sided. So we thought we'd have a bit of fun with this. So this was the prototype. And obviously with all the silver and bright pops, we wanted to change the colour of the jump rings, but I just wanted to show you the prototype. So we went ahead and chose some really cool looking kits. And so we've got, now I've evolved it so that we have got your beads, your jump ring is just your Byzantine. Oh, thank you, Diane. I think mine on summer holiday mid-July. Yeah, I think you probably, they probably broke up a week before mine, hence coming back a week before. So this is one of the colorways that we've got, and this is the rhodium jump rings. This is Byzantine weave, and then we've got it connected, and then a little bit of a sort of a half Byzantine link here when it focuses. And then just 2 and 2 in really all the way down, and then just we gradually broke it down to be one, just to connect it. And then with this one I haven't put a clasp on it yet, but just finished it off with a little bit of another half Byzantine. Now the fun thing about this is that you've got it this way, or you can have it this way. So the intention was that you could have this alternate style jewellery. You can wear if you fancy wearing the blues, but I also love the fact that you've got that contrasting colour that just pops through a little bit. But on one side that you wear it, it'll be mainly one colourway, and then on the other way. Yes, you can mix it up. You could do them so they alternate. But I quite like the idea of the fact that, if you're going on holiday, oh, that's bad. I have to fix that. If you're going on a holiday with, not at the moment, not with all these airplane issues, but if you're going on holiday, you only need to take one. You could take. You've almost got a 2 for 1 in your jewellery, haven't you? Just redoing that piece there because my jump ringness was a bit dodgy. There we go. That would have bothered me if I didn't fix it. There we are. So there. So yeah, there you go. That's way 1, and I will go ahead and show you in a moment them on the website so you can get your hands on these lovely, lovely kits. They do come with a toggle clasp, by the way, and I'll show you that in a moment. So the other way that we've got is this one. Now this one's changed. We changed the jump rings because unfortunately we have run out of the rose gold, but I've got to be honest, I think this is a better colorway option anyway. Champagne gold. Good morning, Debbie. We've got the champagne gold instead of the rose gold, and I actually think this is a better colorway personally. And what I'm going to do is I might use this, I might make it up with this, I don't know, but I'll certainly make it up and show you a picture. And again, this is a really lovely, you've got the lovely sort of antique bronzy brown color, and then on the other side that lovely light gold, and I think that's why the champagne gold is the perfect accompaniment with that. So this has been done in the rose gold, but we've had to switch that around, and it's now going to be with the champagne gold. But you can see that color combination. I think, like I said, I think that's a better combination personally. So we have those. Then we have this colorway here, and I've got this piece set up as a sample because I'm going to show you a little bit later how to finish this off. But we've got the classic silver. Oh, I still need to learn all these terms. Byzantine. These would look great for festivals. Absolutely. I'm thinking you've got festivals, you've got New Year's. I mean, I'm going to say it. I mean, we're nearly in September. Christmas season is going to be coming up before you know it. You've got New Year's Eve parties. How cool would these look? Going out town with a black dress and like those mixed colors. I really love this color combination. You've got the lovely teal blue and then that purple. So I'm going to finish this piece off later on as part of the demo. And then finally, the other piece that we have is the slightly a little bit more of a drama. So we've got the silver and the, like a lovely kind of really like royal blue with silver jump ring, aluminium. And then so that we had that contrast, we've gone with the black jump rings. I thought that would give good little bit of drama. So let's have a little look at the kits so you can see them in them. Go with me a moment while I just get the right page. Here we go. And I'll just do a little screen share. Bear with me 1 minute. One more week left with the children. I love and to have a normality and a routine back. Them a little bit. I can't say that too loud because they're in the front room and they can hear me and I can't show weakness. Right, video tutorials. Let's have a little look. The royal blue and silver. Yeah, I tried to pick some really cool that like you wanted them to be contrasting enough, but they still need work. Okay, so let's have a little look. You go to the totallybeads.co.uk Facebook tutorials, and then so you go to the website and then you go to video tutorials, and then we come down and there you'll see our past projects, and then here you'll see the double-sided ring necklace. Oh, that's lovely. Mina, your sister's coming on Friday. So you can see at the moment they're on offer until the weekend, so you can so I'll click on it for you here and show exactly what's in it. So you do get your toggle clasp, you get a pack of aluminium rings, you get a pack of jump rings. They're 6mm outer diameter, which makes them 4mm inner diameter. And then you get the aluminium ring, get them in 2 colors. And so this will make you a necklace, a full necklace. So you can see here, you've got the colorways there and there. So you have it in the blue and silver, which is what I've just shown you. And then you've got the cyan and purple teal color. With the silver, and again you'll get the toggle clasp as well, so you get a lovely toggle clasp, you get the silver and you get the silver jump rings and the purple aluminium rings. You get the double-sided ring necklace, gold and bronze, and as I've already said, although the picture don't, you know, I explained that it will actually be champagne gold jump rings, not the rose gold, but I said I personally think that's a better combo anyway. Let's see it in the little hexagon pot. Look at that. How beautiful does that look with the toggle clasp as well? So you have that as that combo, £6.50. And then again, you have your lavender, which is this color here with the sort of rhodium colored. Are absolutely loads of these aluminium colorways. I mean, I just sort of chose these because I thought they were a really nice contrast. They are, aren't they, Star? And you get the whole necklace as well, so you're gonna make that whole complete piece. I wanted to just show you with the alternate version as well, that I made with this one. I made it slightly different, so you can kind of play about with the way that you do this. So let's go back to this one. On this one, you can see that I had that center ring and then 2 sections coming off. On this one, I changed it up a little bit. So I actually made that drop and then that, and then connected them to be like your main neckline piece. And then at the end, just a little simple 1-in-1 chain. So you can play about with these a little bit if you want. The main focus of this design is the actual main drop. This little section just here is your main little section, and this is what we're going to focus on. And then obviously I'll just talk about how we can kind of approach this bit, but we'll see how we're doing for time. This is your main section here. How long would the finished necklace be? However long you want it to be, if I'm honest. But I made this piece here, which is the sort of bronze version. I think I used pretty much all of the pieces. And let me switch back. Hello. And I still had a few jump rings, so I could have made the last bit a little bit longer, just to it's reversed, so get an idea. Let me hide this one. There you go. So that's it, going around all the way around with the toggle clasp. Get it straight so you can see it sits. Everything's in reverse. So like this. So you can make this however long. This is like the whole piece. And again, I still had some jump rings left that I could have made the extender a little bit longer if I had wanted to. The other thing that you can, of course, do is you could grab yourself another bag of 4mm jump rings, and then you could put little chainmail sections in amongst it as well if you wanted to. So lots and lots of choice. And you know what? It's got that statement look, but really lightweight feel as well. So you've got that fun bit of sparkle, but it's really lightweight. So it's really easy and comfortable to wear. So yeah, you could, like I said, you could you know, I've doubled all the jump rings up. You don't have to do that. You could do your own thing, but we've given you enough to be able to make one necklace that is, you know, probably down to about 20 inch if you wanted it to. Just add a few more jump rings at the very end. So I've got a little section here made that I'm going to go ahead and show you how we finish that off in a moment. I'm going to place this to one side. Obviously, someone decides to ring my landline. I love these aluminium rings, but as soon as I pick them up, I just look at them and forget what I was going to make. They're really cool, aren't they? They're really fascinating. So I am going to, sorry about that. That is my landline. But the problem is, first of all, no one ever calls me on my landline. And second of all, the phone's broken. So if you did try and pick it up to answer it, they just cut off anyway. So I don't know why I've still got them. Right. So I'm going to go ahead and look at this combination just here. And of course, if you wanted to buy a couple more packs of jump rings, you could actually make a couple of these focal sections, because this is where the bulk of your jump rings will go. But you could actually have like sort of one here and then maybe one here and here, done like so as well. You would just need to buy another bag of jump rings. So okay, so I would always recommend getting yourself a jump ring opener. These make your life so much easier. They are available on the website. And I would also say get more than one, because I have a couple of them, because, hi Lisa, one, I lose them, and two, they're just so handy. So I will always, what you need to do is you need to start off by prepping them. So I always have this, I'm right hand dominant, so I tend to wear this on my left hand. And I'm just going to come in and take my pliers. Now you'll need probably, if I said out of the bag, you get approximately 150 jump rings in the bag. I would say probably open 60% of the jump rings and maybe have 40% of them closed, because or maybe even 70% open and 30% closed, because you're going to use the majority of them are going to be open for all of the side chain down here. And then you'll be opening them for the sections in here. So I would say out of the whole bag, I would have 70% of them opened, ready to go. But what I do is just place it into my sort of little tool. It's got two different size slots. This particular one has one for your slightly thicker jump rings and one for your sort of maybe 8 to 1 mils. Pop it in. I tend to go for the larger one, to be honest, because it doesn't get stuck then. And just open them out. And also when we say close, so I know that I may, you know, if you've heard me do this before, but you know, if anybody who is new, who doesn't know, who's new to chainmail, when we say have open and closed, it's very easy to go, oh well, that's the closed section, and then I'll just open some. But it's very important that you do check. I mean, these ones actually on this particular pack are nicely closed on this particular one as it is, so I could have that as one of my closed ones. But some of them, let's see if I can find one like this one, for example, is very slightly off, and that's standard with any jump rings you buy, very slightly off. It's just the way that they're cut. So what you want to do is, when you've got one like that, when I say have open and closed jump rings, just make sure that the jump rings you're using for your clothes, these are a better example actually, because the silver ones are a little bit more off. Come on. It's because it can see all the other jump rings. It wants to. There we go. Okay, so what I would do is just kind of, oopsie, it's just kind of wiggle it and then reposition it and then realign it. And then that would count as one of my closed. So it's just very important to note that when you are using your jump rings, you know, it happens a lot with any jump rings that you get, just because of the way they're cut. When they're saw cut, they just kind of, it just happens. It looks really great. Yeah. Oh, so you're going to give it a go, Joanne. Oh, amazing. So it does really work, doesn't it? Because these rings are perfect to be surrounded by the different color jump rings. So I'm just going to go ahead and open a pile of them for the moment. Oh, the reason I'm making this look difficult is because I don't usually hold these pliers in this hand. That sounds really silly, doesn't it? But I get so familiar and comfortable with certain pliers being in certain hands. If I change it up, I can feel it. But the reason I've changed it up is because these are a little bit more sturdy. So when it comes to opening your jump rings quicker, it just gives you a bit, they've just got a bit more strength than these ones, which I tend to use as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and show you this as best as I can in the smaller size. In fact, I might show you it larger and then switch to the smaller ones so we can show you how it's done. Okay, so you would want a nice little pile of your jump rings ready. When you've finished taking them out and about, sitting them down with a cup and getting them beading for you. Oh, I love that. Bright. Oh, got some fun projects planned. Definitely. Right, so I've got some of those open. So I'll just see if I've got some larger jump rings to show you the premise. Now, what I will say is when you do chainmaille and it's not in the right ratio, and by the ratio I mean the sort of the size. There's some chainmaille weaves you can use any size jump rings. It just affects the sort of the visual look of it and the stability of it. There are some that have to have certain sizes, and the reason is because it locks them into place, and again it gives it stability. So again, you'll see here that when I show you with these, I'm only going to show you just so you can see what I'm doing with the jump rings, because it's actually easier on the smaller jump rings. The amount of times people say, well, I'll do it on the larger jump rings because it will be easier, but actually normally it isn't easier, because it turns out that those normal jump rings are actually holding it into place for you, and it's actually easier. So I'm picking up one open jump ring. Picking up one open jump ring, and I'm going to add on 4 closed. Oh, of course I pick up some that are linked. These are just scrap jump rings that I've got here. 3 and 4. Don't use your fingers to close, open and close jump rings either, by the way. So 1, 2, 3, 4 jump rings. Okay. And then I'm going to take another jump ring, and it's going to be an open jump ring, and it's going to go through all of the closed jump rings. So collect all 4 of those closed jump rings and close. So this is where I love this, because it looks a bit like one of those magic puzzles. So you've got 2 jump rings with 4 attached. You split it out and you've got 6 jump rings, 3 and 3. So what we're going to do is, I'm not going to bother, normally I don't bother with a handle or anything like that, but for easiness I'll just say, well, we'll put a little tail on it here. And then what I want to do is I'm going to add another jump ring, and I'm going to add another 2 closed jump rings to this. Now, if any of you have done Byzantine before, I might be confusing you a little bit. You might say, well, this isn't how I normally do Byzantine. There's a reason for that. We're not doing this as a classic Byzantine because I want to connect this. So I'm just doing this in a slightly different way. It still gives you the same look. Okay. So I've got 2, 4, 6, 1, 2. With Byzantine, the key rule to remember is that all jump rings should be doubled. So there should never be any solos. Okay. 1 and 2. So I'm just going through and doubling up that jump ring. So now I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So there should never be any solo jump rings. If there's a solo jump ring, there's something gone wrong. Unless going further down the line, it's more a part of a feature of the design, but generally the rule is Byzantine doubles. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, this is the bit that kind of tends to just sort of get a little bit confusing for people. What we want to do is, if the rule of Byzantine is that you always need 6 jump rings for one of the sort of the little long locks. What I call them little knots. See the little knot here and a little knot here. So you need 6 jump rings to create that and 6 jump rings to create that. Also, this is what happens when you don't pre-close your jump rings. I did this obviously quickly for demos, but that's why it's always better to make sure your jump rings are all nicely aligned. So what I'm going to do is, this has got 5 pairs of jump rings on it. So that center jump ring there, number 3, will act as number 1 for this side and this side. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, there's my 6 jump rings. 1, 2, 3, there's my 6 jump rings. So each knot has 6 jump rings. So this one will double up as this side and this side. So 1, 2, and 3. Now, always have prep jump rings. So I need my next 2 jump rings to be opened and ready to go. What I'm going to do is literally take some, holding pair number 1, which is in the middle, and then you've got 2 and 3. Number 2, you want to let it drop either side and just drop down. Okay. Then you can take pair number 2, which is the middle pair, and then the top pair will have dropped down, and push that top pair up with your fingers. So it's going to look a bit like this. Now what I want to do is just open out my top pair, the pair that are going across the top of the whole section, very slightly. And I always think of this as a little rainbow. If you draw a little rainbow, this always makes me think of a little rainbow. So I always say, look for that little rainbow. And then you can take your new jump ring and you want to go through and collect these 2 jump rings here. So 1 and 2. And then as soon as I let that go, you can see it holds that shape. You will close that jump ring like so. And the rule of Byzantine is everything is doubled. So you place that second jump ring and you double that up. And there you have part 1. So that is part 1 of your Byzantine. Okay. So the rule is rule of 6. So there's pair number 1. So the reason I do it like this is it makes me make sure I don't get confused with the box weave, which is a variation of the Byzantine. So I'll take another open jump ring and I'll add on 2 closed. And I am going to put that through the 2 jump rings we've just added to lock this into shape. And then remember, no singles, no solos. So we go ahead, oopsie, and we double that up through those 2 and through those 2. And then when you do this, you'll see we have got 2, 4, and 6. Don't worry about this. We're going to use this towards the end to finish it off. So we've got 2, 4, 6. You do exactly the same. Drop them down, push them up, open that out, and then you can add in your 2 new jump rings, which I didn't pre-prep. It will just continue. Oopsie, there we go. 1 and 2. And that is a complete Byzantine link just there. So hopefully that's going to make sense. I now need to switch it to the correct size for you to see it in the correct size, but I just wanted you to be able to see it in a larger size, and hopefully that's made sense and not confused. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is the same again in the correct sizing, and you'll see the difference. You saw on that one that it wanted to flip over, and that's another thing it will do, is it will kind of, if I hold that up like that, see, it'll be all right there. That bit won't lose its shape, but this, see, already has jumbled because it's too big. It's not stable enough, so they jump over each other. So let's go ahead and do some with the black. So again, I'm going to go into the right size. So I'm going to pick up 1 jump ring and going to add on 4 closed. 1, 2, oopsie, 3, and 4. This is making, hopefully this is making sense. Everyone's gone really quiet, so I'm hoping that you're just all watching. So there's 4 closed jump rings on 1, and we've closed it. Now I need to double it up. So I pinch it so that all 4 of them sit next to each other, and then I'm going to come through and collect them all. Still watching, just making sure. And then we do this, 2, 4, 6. Okay. So now I can come in. I'm going to add another single jump ring to the chain. Try not to confuse the camera. Oh, thank you, Debbie. Hopefully it's making sense as well. Concentrating. Okay, I get paranoid. So I've just added 1 jump ring and I've just added 2 new ones. And again, what's our rule? No solo jump rings. So we take another open jump ring, and so do you notice I'll often let go because I've got control with my pliers, and then I can just collect those 2 there and then close. Okay, so making sure I've got my jump rings, open jump rings ready. Okay, so smaller scale, 2, 4, and 6. Remember what we said, that middle one out of this little chain is number 1 for both sides. So I'm going to hold that. I'm going to drop. You've got me hooked on the chainmail. Everyone's getting my fiddle chain bag charm key rings. Oh, amazing, Debbie. That's amazing. Oh, it's nice to know. It is addictive and there's so much potential out there. Okay, so I'm just dropping the top ones down, and then you can see I just position my hand again so they're now there. I just give it a little wiggle and open that out, and there's that little rainbow. Okay, come through and collect. See, I know on a smaller scale it looks like it should be fiddlier, but it's actually a lot easier. Now, you would take a little bit more time than I am to make sure your jump rings were closed properly. I'm just doing this because I want to get it done quickly for you. Okay. Okay, so that's one section. You can see that there. This is great for gents jewellery as well, I have to say, especially in this lovely black colour jump rings. So I'm adding another jump ring now. And 1 and 2. And then again, I'm just adding, remember, no solos. So just going to go ahead and add this one and this one. And then all of a sudden I've got 2, 4, and 6 again. So again, making sure my jump rings are ready. Drop them over. Little wiggle. open it out, and there's your little rainbow, and then we just collect. Now, as I said, there's another weave called the box weave, and the box weave is basically the same as what we're doing now in its technique. Visually it's very different, but it's the same as it is now in its technique, but you only add 4 jump rings instead of 6, and that is why I always say add your 2 on now and then the 4. Then that stops you from mixing those 2 weaves up. So collect those there. So I'm just going to do this a little bit quickly. So whilst I'm doing this and we're having a nice little chat, I'm just, as I said, going to speed these up a little bit, but you'll see how quickly this little section builds. Obviously, you take your time. I do this a lot, so I'm kind of used to doing this. You made a Byzantine bracelet for my other half in 2 colours. Oh, amazing, Jan. I made my husband a bare copper Byzantine bracelet because he suffers a little bit from arthritis, and obviously it's everyone each to their own, and it's not proven and all of the above, but he did say he felt it made him feel a little bit better. Just beware, because men are like, gosh, I've repaired that bracelet like 4 times for him. But you know, I've also a half Persian bracelet I've made for him as well, which is lovely in bare copper. I'm a bare copper girl, we know this. But I think this is a great gents alternate colour. In fact, I would make this Jackson. Jax, yeah. Come here. If I made a bracelet like that in that complete chain and colour, would you wear it?
Probably not.
Why not?
Because I only wear this one.
All right, but do you think that that's boy worthy?
Yeah.
Right. So just because you only wear one particular bracelet, you don't think that that's not something you wouldn't wear, like you could see?
Yeah.
Being worn by men and boys.
Could be.
Cool. Okay. Thank you.
Judgment?
No.
Oh.
Okay. There you go. I mean, he's going for a phase of just wearing all chain jewellery at the moment. I've made Byzantine and box we've changed to fiddle fidget with and put the heart we made in BeadClub on the end. Oh yeah, you shared pictures of those, didn't you, Debbie? Right. I think this looks really cool. So this would be great for matching his and her jewellery as well, I think. So I'm just going to quickly pre-open some of these. So yeah, matching his and hers, anniversary gifts, any of the above really. In this black, the black jump rings. Maybe not with the aluminium rings, but you could also make a bracelet version of this as well if you wanted. So instead of having the necklace like that, you could actually have the chain come in. See if we can kind of do an imagine like that as a bracelet. That would look cool, wouldn't it? Okay. The young men I've made chains for have loved the black and the dark silver combo. Yes, with the rhodium. Oh, 100%. Those two there, beautiful combination. Definitely. I love that. I used to do it in 2 different colors, so the middle is another color. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I can do it in different colors, and you're right, in different colors it's a beautiful combo. I wanted to do it in the right color combo just to be able to put it around the centerpieces for you to see the full kit worthiness. But yes, and so there are ways to remember to do it with different colors as well. So you can do it so that the jump rings that are holding, so the ones that connect here that we use to when we do the flip over part, are a different color. You can do it that way. I've done it before as well, where you have it graded in colors. There's so many potentials for this weave. It's such a classic weave. Yeah, give him a couple more years. He's 18. He goes through phases though, Joanne. It's so he's one of those where if it's something, if he's into something at the moment, he'll wear and wear and wear that. So at the moment it's just a lovely piece of, like the dog tag kind of chain. Right. So what we actually want is for 5 of these units. So we need 4 complete, and then we'll make the 5th one up. So you can see you've got 1, 2, and so when I say complete, you can see here that one is one there, and then that one is one there, and you can see that because of the 2 jump rings going in, 2 jump rings going in. So we can go ahead and just do a few more. So I would make this one. This is a great one to make the different color. Also, this is one that you could make. You could connect these sections together with Mobius. There's so much you could do. But I just love the fact that you can connect this around these really lovely aluminium bead rings and get a really cool look as well. The sad thing is it's hard to get aluminium rings in Sweden. The only store closed a couple of years ago. Yeah, well, the jump rings themselves, Helena, are actually not aluminium. They are base metal. The aluminium jump rings are the coloured ones that we're using here. But I know what you mean. I also made my other half the Euro 2-in-1 and the recent micro twist. Oh, that Jan, the pictures you put of the twist, that looked lovely. The spiral weave with the crystals looked beautiful. It's also why preparation is really great as well, because if I had all these jump rings nice and ready to go, which I had intended to, they would be, it's a lot quicker and easier because you're not having to stop and keep resetting. So always recommend having all of your stuff prepped and ready to go before you start your weave. It just makes the whole process a little bit quicker and easier, less disruptions. No, you're absolutely right, Diane. It's not. And I'll be honest, we've tried. They're just really difficult to get in aluminium. Right, so I've just got a couple more. And then, like I said, I've got one piece there. So let's have a quick finish of these. So pop this across. And it does build really quickly. I'll probably do this in about 20 minutes. The main center part depends. Obviously, take your time. And then the longer part actually is sort of compiling the chain, just getting the making sure you got your colors right and everything as well. And here, let's have a quick look at what I'm doing. Also, the trap you can fall into as well is if you if you get too carried away with it and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I've got a whole bracelet here. A lady who comes from some of my workshops always does that. She's always like, we're making a bracelet today. Yeah, Laura. I'm like, yeah. And then she's like, I've got a necklace. Yeah, Camille, I get that. 1, 2, 3. So I just got to do one more. And what I'm going to do, this should now take us to the stage where we can add it. So I'm just going to show you how we can work that out. And it's not the end of the world if we have to add any more on. Now, these rings that I'm adding now will become undone again. So that is a completed component just there. So we've got 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to need to do one more very quickly. And then we can attach it to the ring. I'm going to show you on this piece here. So we've got 1, 2. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, so just need to very quickly do one more and then we will be good to go. So just quickly add. Obviously, I started a bit late due to my hiccup today, so I may run slightly over past 11 o'clock, if that's okay with you. And that was, you know, due to a slight hiccup, because I want to show you how to make this whole piece. So probably be about another 10 minutes, if that's all right, just to catch us up on what we missed out on earlier. And there we are, nearly done then. This is just the main part. So we've got this section here all good to go. Fold this over. And obviously I always say, if you're going to make this, or if you have a go at it, or you have any questions, just that cup, please. Thank you. Okay. Please share and tag me. I am on Facebook, it's Laura Binding. So, you know, find me, share. I'd love to see what you'll come up with. And, you know, if there's any problems or questions, then just ask as well. I loved making the Brook Byzantine piece and the Rihanna ring set. Oh, that was the Brook one was the one with the hematite, wasn't it? Yeah, that was lovely. Good, as long as you don't mind. Okay, so we're back to that right stage now. So you can see that we've got, if I hold it like this, there's two ways that a Byzantine can look. You've got it where you've got it here, when it go in, or when you turn it like that, they could be there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we just need to make that fifth one. So we want to connect this now. So I'll come back to this one. So we want to connect it to the chain, to the jump rings, with some jump rings. Now you actually need 10. So at the moment I've only attached them with 1. I can go back around then and double these up when it focuses. There we go. So what you'll see here is that the middle jump rings that are sort of facing the same direction as the aluminium ones are the connecting point. So you'll see that there's some that go this way and there's some that go across. So all the ones that go in this way are the ones we're going to connect it by, and there should be 5 in the middle, and then you can double it up, so there'll be 5 or 10. Okay, so the first thing again you need to make sure is that you have those jump rings open and ready. And to be honest with you, I would go ahead now, I'm not going to do that, but I would go ahead now and I would open all of my remaining jump rings if you hadn't already, because from now on it's pretty much open jump rings. I'd have a handful of closed, because like you might want to do a bit more Byzantine connecting, but majority of them I'd have open. Okay, so got my jump rings here ready to go. Okay, so I'm going to take my 2 colors. We've got this one here and here, one on one side and one on the other. Okay, I have some of the aluminium rings from another project, so I'll be doing this, though it'll be a bit of a rainbow. Oh, amazing. Well, I look forward to seeing the results, Jan. So what I'm going to do is hold this Byzantine out, and can you see that I've got straight, I'm going to go sort of to the center-ish, and I'm going to take that pair of jump rings there that are sort of circular to me, pop my jump ring through, and then I'm going to come along and collect and add on my 2 aluminium jump rings and close. Now what you do need to do from now on is kind of position it so it's going to sit around it like so. Okay, so we skip this pair because they're not in the same direction as the aluminium rings, and we go over to this pair that are. How you decide to attach it, it really is up to you. It's however is easiest, whether you find it easy to go through the aluminium rings and then the actual Byzantine piece, or however works for you. I suggest trying a few different ways and seeing. Sometimes I'll go through, there we go, collect the chain, collect the aluminium chain and then just start again, Laura. Collect the Byzantine chain and then just collect this and close. Just, oh, thank you. So repositioning it like so. So again, just find the way that works for you the easiest. So I'm skipping this one and I'm going through these two here, which are on my chain, and then I'm just going to collect the aluminiums and double it up. So you can see how that works. And you would do that again. I would then come over to this side, and remember that you want 5 jump rings in the middle. I'm going to put that to one side and show you this one now. So I've gone ahead and done that on all those round sections. So what I want to do now is you would double them up. As I said, I tend to find it easier just put one on first, and then I can come around and I can just kind of double them up as you go. You don't have to double them up, but I kind of feel like because the design itself is, we talk about it, no single jump rings. For me, I just feel it finishes, it matches in. So, because you've already got it stable, it's a little bit easier to go ahead and add double those jump rings up. But again, you might find it easier to double them up as you go along. You might find it easier to do 2, 2, 2. It's completely up to you. Okay. Now I'm not going to go ahead and double all these up just for time. How many of the aluminium rings do you get in the kit? You get 30 of each colour. So there's 30 of each colour. So you get 60 in total of the aluminium jump rings. 2 of each colour. 30 of each colour. So in this instance, you'd get 30 of the cyan, the tealy green colour, and you'd get 30 of the purple colour. So you get 60 aluminium jump rings in the middle. Oh, Diane, definitely practice really helps. I know that sounds obvious, but the more you do it, the more you get the good muscle memory, and the more you can kind of. So I have ran chainmail workshops, and a lady who comes on my workshops, she really struggled initially, and she'll be open about it and say she really struggled. She did one workshop with me 3 times, and now she absolutely loves it. And the other thing I would say as well is finding a style that works for you and finding a way that works for you. She's absolutely brilliant with the flatter weaves and struggles sometimes with the round weaves. It's, we all think and work a bit differently. So I would always say, just have a go and see how it works for you. And I'm always happy to help if I can. Just going ahead and close that one. There you go. So I did actually end up going ahead and doubling them all up, but you can see how that works. So I'm not going to lie to you. This bit could be seen as a tiny bit fiddly, but I don't think it is, but it could be seen as a bit fiddly. The captured bead chainmail. The biggest issue with that one, do you mean where you open it up, put the bead in and then connect it and keep it connected like that? The biggest tip I can give you for that, Jan, is just having the right combination. Generally, the jump rings need to be about 2 millimeters larger than the bead size. So if you've got a 6 mil inner diameter jump ring, ideally you'd want a 4 mil, or is it 1 mil? You'd want a 5 mil jump ring. Sorry, yeah. Any tips on demagnetizing pliers? I don't really seem to get a problem with it. I heard someone say that if you hit them hard, that can help, but I'm not 100% sure. I'll see if I can find out for next week though, Debbie. Okay, so here we have the end piece here, as you can see, which is the completed component. And then on here, we've got those loose 6 jump rings. Remember I said at the very beginning, don't worry about them, we'll come back to them. Well, here they are, 1, 2, 3, 6 jump rings. And these are ready to make that last connecting Byzantine. So it's going to be continuous. So what I'm going to open it out like so. Okay. And then we need to connect these two. Oh, yeah. Again, I would just say practicing the one with where you put them in on the string. That is actually just the beginning part. That's the trickiest part. So once you've got that, it actually is very easy. But I do know what you mean. It's just, again, just have a few different goes and it will work. If you see here, I've got the completed section here and the non-completed here. So I'm actually going to open up one of these jump rings. I'm not taking it out, I'm just opening it up. Okay. I am going to take it out because I want to switch it to here, and I'm going to open out by my rainbow and connect, and I'm going to come back over to this side and place it in where it once was. So I'm going to place it in between, but this piece, this side here, I know it's blurry. Let me just try and get it to focus. There we go. Now this side here is already held stable because we've still got one jump ring in there. So we can come in and we can just pick it up. Make sure it only goes through those two jump rings. And we can close. And then the other jump ring that was on the other side, we can open that one back out now. So you'll see it's starting to hold. So we've got that one loose jump ring there. So if I show you it like that, you can see. So there's one loose jump ring here. We just need to open that and connect it here. So I'm coming in, find where you've opened it. Now, I sometimes find it easier to take it out and then just reposition it, but it's however works for you. And I just roll that around, and that's your last one. There's the jump ring coming through just there, and close. Oopsie. There we go. Pop it down, give it a little wiggle, and it should, fingers crossed, work. There we go. There you have your little, you have to give it a little wiggle and sort of just push the aluminium rings to go inside. But there is your component. Now again, as I said, that would look great if maybe if you wanted to have sort of obviously different colors, but instead of that you could actually have one there and one there. You know, you could play about with this definitely. And then just to say the way that I then connected this, oh, after all that, oh no, I did put the white ones in. They were different with the black, weren't they? So what I would then do is take this, get it the right colorway around. Wow. So the tip I would say about attaching this to this jump ring, or this when you start to attach it to the chain, is I go to a piece that has already got the jump rings in it. So this bit here has already got the jump rings connecting. So that is the piece that I'm going to use to connect that whole unit to some more aluminium rings. Pop it on, they will all go on. And that's part one. And then same again here. And then just double that up. Your own time, Laura. Gosh, I'm messing this one up now, aren't I? I think I need another coffee. Okay, so just pop that on there, drop it back through. And there you have your connection. So what I would say is I find one of the connectors, and again visually if you look, I go for like the one that's got the the center point. So you can see these two and this two, and then this is that center point. So I've got that there. And then what you do after that is completely up to you. I quite liked, as I said before, I'll do one very quickly, do one little half unit. So 2 jump rings, collect your 2 aluminiums, 1 and 2 onto here, and then so hopefully that's made sense to everybody. Let me know if there's any problems or any questions. Like I said, you know, have a go. It's just a Byzantine. The general rule is, remember, everything's doubled. Remember your rule of 6. Rule of 6. 6 jump rings make half a Byzantine. So you leave a half a Byzantine ready at the very end, and then you can connect it when it comes to completing that circle. So I'm just going to very quickly do this half Byzantine here for you. So I've got 6 jump rings here. I mean, you can just do 2 and 2s, do anything you want, you know, it's your choice. And again, I know some of you who've done the bead club, you can do the sweet pea that we did the other week. That's a beautiful weave to go in between this. So, you know, there's lots of choice. So I'm just doing a half Byzantine here. So collect it with 1. And you can do this twice and then have your bead, your chain coming away, or you can just have 1. It's up to you. I'm just going to do this quickly, just because I want you to see 100%. As I said, we did run over a little bit because we started late because we had sound technical issues. So you've got that there. And then what I would do now is connect another 2 colours. So let's go with this one and this one. Make sure you keep the colours the right way around. There we go. So you've got that there. So you can see, hopefully, Jan, are you part of the you're part of the bead club, aren't you? We did the sweet pea was one that we did with the hematite rondelles and rounds. It was in July, I think. There you go. And so you have that one just there, like so. You may need to give them a wiggle, just they don't lock, but obviously because they're a little bit thicker, you just need to put them in the right direction. Then you've got that, and then you just continue with your pattern, as I said, here and here. And then you can just keep going around however you want that to look. That's a really pretty color combination as well. Oh, well, we've got some really cool projects coming up, Jan. I've got a butterfly weave project coming up next week. Yeah, there's some really cool projects coming up. We've got Fieldstone. This is Fieldstone. We're going to be doing this in the bead club in a couple of weeks. Two-toned. Yeah. So yeah, there you go. Hopefully that's made sense to everybody. Like I say, have a go. Any questions, give me a shout. Key things to remember: Byzantine has 6 jump rings per half a knot, and that you need 5 full Byzantines to go around this. So if I said 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, but remember you need 4 complete. Sorry, 5 complete, and then 1 sort of half one undone. And that is what connects it all together. Okay, I'd love to see what you all come up with. Can I give you a sneaky peek of next week's before you run? Next week we are going to be going back to our wire work, and we are going to be doing this wire focal expanding bracelet. So a bit of a take on a stretchy bracelet, but with this wire work feature in the middle. So this will be next week's demonstration for next Wednesday. So it'd be really lovely if you fancy joining me for this. I've got about 4-5 different colorways, but this is a really lovely. Give it a little model for that one. So yes, let me know how you get on. Don't forget, this is coming up next Wednesday. Hopefully, let me know how you get on with this. I'd love to see your makes, and go check out the website for the kits. Thanks for joining me, and thanks for putting up with the slight technical issues we had, and I will see you all soon. I hope you have a lovely rest of your week. Thank you, everybody. Bye.